Hi. It's been a few months, so sorry for that. But I appreciate everybody who has stuck around and waited for some new videos. Oh, so much has happened. It's been such a busy summer. Lots of stuff going on. We did summer vacation. Pool's already down because we couldn't stay on top of the algae this year. I don't know why. I don't know. No, we had those wildfires from Canada, the smoke and all that stuff, pollution from that was down our way for a few days this summer. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But we just could not get on top of it. And I've heard several other pool owners were having the same issue. So I got tired of it. We went ahead and pulled it down. So I just now need to weed like crazy in there. I need to pull the weeds out of here. Look at this. We had a fire in the fire pit 3 days ago. And it's still trying to go. Anyways, there's a lot of fog this morning. So seeing the fog real thick and then seeing the smoke coming out of this was eerie a little bit. Anyway, so here's our girls and our rooster. They're all doing well. No casualties from heat or hawks or anything else this summer. Got some feathers going on in here though, like they're molting. Interesting. As far as I know, we don't have, no casualties. It looks like a war zone in there. Do they molt this time of year? I don't remember any of that stuff. I know. Look, we have some girls who are trying to just stake their claim in there. And if you're not careful, they will try to peck at you if you try to pull the eggs out of the box that they're sitting in. A little territorial. It's okay though. They've already been fed and watered. But they're doing good. Yep, they're all getting so big. Doing good. So yeah, chickens are doing good. Watch, they're gonna follow me. I'm gonna go out here and show you where we're at on the dock and the ramp. I've gotten the chickens to stop pooping up on our porch and stop trying to go up there. I think because we had been feeding them like midday. Hang on. Woo. A little baby frog. He has to be smaller than the size of a quarter. Woo. Oh my. So much to see out here. Anyway, so yeah, our ramp and our look, they've started pooping here though. So they've stopped pooping up by my back door, which I like. Once this is all done and it's being used more frequently, they probably won't feel like they can just chill out here and poop here. So I'm going to be bringing out a power washer to here to spray that off in the coming days. But where we've been so busy, a lot has grown over. So I've got a lot of work on my to-do list. Still 1,000 times better than it was with all the extra brush and shrubs there gone, weeds, honeysuckle. But we've got a lot to do. So we still have our makeshift ramp there. So we will be hopefully in the coming days finishing up this project. I'm ready for it to be done. So yeah, there's that. We had our neighborhood has a neighborhood share site on Facebook. And it's where people in need can like go in and ask, hey, does anybody have one of these you could give me? And it's all free. You're not allowed to sell on it. Sometimes you just get random things on there that aren't a need, but things people are getting rid of. And one of those things was a set of a boat ladder. Not a set, it's a boat ladder. So I thought, I'll try that here on our deck. We could probably use it, but it's going to take some finagling. So the kids were swimming in it a handful of weeks ago, and we tried to use it to get them out of there. It was not, it did not have the effect that I was hoping it would. So anyways, we're hoping to be a little more regular now. We've gotten past our busy part of the summer. It falls in a few weeks, but each summer I take some sports photos of some Pee Wee League, mainly football teams, and it's a really big blessing for our family. This year we had one organization, and this organization has been loyal and faithful to me for 6 years. I think this was my 6th year. So, my word, I'm all over. So yeah, we finished that up. It's a huge blessing. The families are great. Picture day, there's never a problem with picture day. It's stressful. Again, not picture day. Getting orders done, making sure everything's right, making sure everything turned out okay. That's the stressful part for me. So it's a lot of anxiety. Huge blessing, that organization that continues to come back to us. And then Jackson, our oldest, started playing football again. We thought he was done. He played for 6 years in Pee Wee, and we thought he was done. He did not want to play. We tried to talk him into it. No interest. And then about 3 weeks before the season started, he messaged me and said he was staying the night at my mom's. He lives here with us, but he was spending the night at his grandma's house. And he sent me a message and said, Mom, I think I want to play football. And I was so excited. So he's playing football again. We are football family again, and I love it. He is a starter, starting offense and starting defense. We have a small team, but it isn't that small, and he's a starter both ways. So we're really excited for him. He's really doing an amazing job. So anyways, I'm going to do a recipe here in a few minutes. I'm going to show you guys. It's a recipe that I'm trying for the very first time today. I figured I might as well show you guys. And again, I really appreciate everybody who has, not unsubscribed when they've been doing their YouTube clean outs. I appreciate that. And I'm very thankful for everybody who's stuck around. But yeah, I hope you guys still find what I have to offer you guys interesting. If not, that's okay. I'm not offended. But I'm really enjoying sharing a lot of our life here. Our channel is Harmony Homestead, and I wouldn't call ourselves official homesteaders, but we are certainly trying to be more self-sustainable, not rely on. Let me back up. I'm talking a big farming game here. We have chickens, and I can be frugal. I know how to make things here at the house. I feel like we have decent survival skills. I'm not saying there's a need for them, but getting used to country life makes it's very fulfilling for our family. Just being outside, taking care of land, having a beautiful property, and we live on our family farm. It's my family's farm, and we're just continuing the legacy. My grandparents lived here for decades, and it's a really big honor to continue their legacy and to continue to grow on what they established. It's an honor. It's a blessing, really. I mean, it's my dream come true. When I was 16, I walked with my grandma down that lane over there. And I pointed right here and I said, when I'm older, I'm gonna build a house there. And here we are. And there's Cora. Do you like living in the country, Cora? Ow!
Yeah.
Good. All right, so it is actually now 2 days later because I did a recipe two nights ago and my kids loved it, but it was not good. I think I can make it better, so I'll share it once I make it better. It was a pasta dish. It ended up being the sauce was too thick. So until I get it right, I'm not gonna share it. But anyways, so I wanted to share with you a recipe. It's not, do you call a roast a recipe? I don't know. Well, anyways, so I have a roast. I'm just gonna show you how I prepare the roast for my family. This is one of my favorites, one, because it's Crockpot, and it is September. It is cooling down. This is probably the earliest in the month of September that has been this cool in years. I remember for the last several years, it seems like the beginning of September is boiling hot. And there for a year or two, it was almost like it was hot all the way through like the early part of October. So I am really excited that the temperatures are coming down already. And we're only at almost the middle of September. So anyways, so what I'm making is a roast. This is a beef, this is chuck. I already threw away the paper. It's a chuck roast. 2 pounds from our local butcher. Our butcher does meat packs in the wintertime. They do 3 months, and then they do 3 different meat packs, 1 each month. And it is about 100 pounds worth of meat, but it's not just cow. It is beef, pork, and chicken. So we get 100 pounds varied of steaks, roasts, cube steaks, ground beef, ground sausage, bacon, and then chicken breast and smoked sausage. A couple other different cuts of meat in there, I'm sure. Oh, pork chops. Anyway, for what we're paying for it, which is typically around $400 to $500 for 100 pounds of meat, and we bought that in January, February, and it's September. And our freezer is still probably half full, and we eat a lot of meat. Now I will say, and all my friends, if you watch this, I'm sorry. When we go to a chip-in or like a carry-in or whatever, we don't use our good freezer beef and meat on like pitch-ins and parties and stuff. We're selfish and we keep that for ourselves. So we will make a supermarket run and get ground beef or ground sausage, whatever we need for whatever we're chipping in. Just because we want the good stuff for our own house. And I feel like anybody would understand that. So anyway, I have a crock pot here and I'm going to just spray the inside. Typically I use the liners, but I am out and that's okay. So I'm just going to put this whole roast right inside it. Now I probably could have used a larger roast or larger crock pot, but this one was out and it was convenient. So it's whatever, it still fits in there just fine. Plenty of space. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on to 8 hours on low. And we are going to go ahead and cut up. These are yellow and red potatoes. I don't always put potatoes in my roast because we have a tendency to be plain here and it's okay. You cook what your family likes. So, but I believe my sister-in-law did potatoes with her mom in her mom's garden. And so I got some potatoes, some red and yellow potatoes. And when I'm doing a roast, I don't peel them. Especially if I'm using red and yellow potatoes, just because the peels don't bother us. We've washed them. And I'm just doing very thick cubes for these. Oh, and I may not even need all of them. These are larger than I thought they were. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this on the glass cooktop. So I'm a heavy chopper. Maybe I'll just take it easy. Yeah, I'm not going to use those other two. Really, me and Matt are the only ones that will eat the potatoes out of it anyway, so I'm not hurting anything, won't waste those two. I'll use them in a recipe in a couple days. So I will set those aside. I have butter, a stick of butter. I'm going to cut it in half. I have done, especially when we've done keto or something, I've done a roast, no potatoes of course, and a whole stick of butter and a little bit of water. Amazing. I don't think that you have to work too hard to make a roast delicious. I've seen a lot of recipes for the Mississippi pot roast. I'm just not a fan. And a lot of people think I eat plain, and I do. I own it. It's fine. I eat plain. But it's so busy. It's got like the ranch seasoning and the pepperoncinis, and I don't, it's so much, and I don't feel like we need it. Our beef is good. It's tender. I'm adding veggies. I've added a half a stick of butter, and I'm gonna add a can of cream of mushroom soup. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of water and gonna let it cook all day long. So got that in there. It broke up nicely. I'll use my knife and spread it out a little bit more. And then actually I'm gonna use this can. And I filled this can up with water just from the tap and pour it in there. And we've got it at low. And we're gonna cook it for 6 to 8 hours on low all day. And it's gonna be delicious. I'll show you guys pictures of it. Like I said, roast does not have to be hard. It does not have to be complex. The good Lord gave us cows and he didn't make them gross. You ain't gotta do a ton to make them delicious. So anyway, that is a very quick, you saw how quick that was. That was just a couple of minutes. You can even, you don't even have to, listen, busy mom here. You don't even have to cut up potatoes. If you wanna buy those little round potatoes that are already little tiny bite-sized round, I forget what they're called. Rinse them off, throw them in there. Or get a can of the whole new potatoes, couple chops, throw them in there. It's really gonna be okay. You do not have to have potatoes from the garden. I rarely have potatoes from the garden. I just happen to have them today. If you're making a larger roast, you can still cook it closer to the 8-hour mark, and just add a little bit more water. Maybe a little bit more butter. You don't really have to add a whole ton of extra stuff. A lot of people like to put carrots in theirs. Our family just doesn't eat them, so I'm not gonna waste them. So yeah, that's gonna be our dinner. And I will probably show you guys a couple more things I'm doing outside today. If not on this video, then on my next one. But for now, I guess we'll go ahead and call this one a wrap since it took me 3 days to get it completed. But I will show you some pictures of the final product of the roast and enjoy.